Hello, good evening. It's Lemurian Donna Carroll, and it's so nice to see you all here. Thank you for being here. I sure appreciate it. And I don't often tell you, but I really do appreciate your participation and the fact that you like to listen to channelings and feel like you're getting something from the channeled messages. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And if there's anything that you would need, any entities that you would like me to channel, just go ahead and write them in the chat and I'll be happy to take a look. I'm going to turn on the light, get some more light here. There we go. And I have a big night planned. I'm joking. I'm, I'm going to open a box of selenite that I've had sitting under my table for a month and start pricing them. So there's something meditative about doing stuff like that. I like sitting down and just going through stuff and organizing things or pricing things. It's kind of fun sometimes. So I want to mention, basically, I have been really working on healing myself. I mean, my whole adult life, honestly, but very intensely, like the last 3 months, because I feel like we're running out of time and I need to get to a certain level, a certain frequency to accomplish my soul mission on a bigger scale. So I've been purging, I've been cleansing, I've been meditating, I've been doing unconventional and progressive healing therapies, and I'm definitely getting to a better state of consciousness. So I just want to say to you, please, if you get a gut instinct or you feel drawn to do a certain modality of healing, whatever it is, go for it, because it's probably the right thing for you at the right time, and you'll always benefit from the time, money, and energy that you put into your healing. And I don't regret any of the money that I've spent going to different people or using different modalities and checking out new methodologies. And I always switch it up. I think it's a good thing to do that because, you know, you don't want to get into a rut. You want to try this and then do this, because different healing modalities push you or move you in different directions, and they clear different things. So I just want to say that if you're not doing your healing work, now is a good time. The present time is the best time. And I'm in a much higher frequency. I can tell I'm in a higher frequency because I'm much happier. And I'm really less attached to the outcome of certain things going on around me. And I'm more patient, and I'm willing to give people the time and the space that they need as it relates to me. So I just want to put that out there. I want to say hey to Melissa. Hey to Angelique, thank you for being here. One last thing that I want to mention is my channeling course starts October 5th. And yesterday I got excited about teaching, so I'm like, yay, I'm ready to teach again. I taught high school for a while. I'm really in my element when I'm teaching, and I love to teach. But this is probably the 10th channeling class I've taught. I haven't really counted them, but second one on Zoom. I haven't taught in over a year. I only teach when I feel like I feel like motivated to do so. You know, it's a sacred topic. Channeling is a sacred topic. If more people channeled on a regular basis in this world, I think it would be a much better world, because the highest feeling I've ever gotten is when I've completed channeling, when I've done like an hour-long channel or reading for someone and I'm really bringing in a lot of energy, or I've done a healing and it just elevates me and I feel so great. And I wish I could tell people, you know, try it because you'll feel so good. I mean, I've meditated for 25 years and meditation is wonderful and it works on you in a different kind of way, but channeling is like the fast, easy way to get very, very elevated in your consciousness. And I just love it. So I'm teaching a class this October 5th. It is going to the 28th every Tuesday through Thursday. And I have one spot left for the class. It was so funny because I had one person signed up for a while, and I thought, well, I don't think people are going to take the class. But a lot of that was on me because I wasn't marketing it like I should. I was too busy healing myself and too busy sleeping, and I had a hard time with the energy over the summer. But I was like, well, you know, if I have 2 people sign up, that's cool. I'll just continue to have the class. But all of a sudden, I got 4 more people sign up in the last few days. So now we have 5, and I'm looking for 6. 6 or 8 is actually the best number of people to have for this class because I give people a lot of individualized attention, and it's just easier when we break down in groups to practice and channel to do the exercises. You don't want to have 12 people in a class. I don't think, you know. But so if you're interested in learning how to channel, it is like one of the most amazing things you'll ever do for yourself. And after the class is over, you exchange numbers with your classmates so that you can continue to practice and channel and get really good. And everybody can channel. It's an innate human ability. And it just brings in wisdom and information for your friends, families, and possibly your clients. If you're a Reiki healer, you can add this into your repertoire. If you're a musician, it is awesome to channel your guides when you're writing music. I mean, you can use it in a lot of different ways. It's very versatile. So just want to put that out there. If you're interested in checking it out, go to my website, go to classes, and it will give you a breakdown of the days, the times, the cost, etc., etc., etc. And I do have 1 space left. So the entity that oversees my channeling class is the Lemurian Mother Goddess, and she cleanses you, she activates you, and she helps you vision a return to Lemuria. I know there's a lot of Lemurian souls out there. Some of them haven't really completely connected to that energy, but the Lemurian culture, which was so long ago, was actually the high point on planet Earth. It was the culture that was carrying the highest frequency. The people were telepathic, they were great healers, they were very tall, they were star seeds, mainly from the Pleiades, but other places as well. So if you want to understand Lemuria, I got a channeling about the broad history of Lemuria from my Lemurian guides, and I have that for free on my website. So if you feel connected to that energy or you want to know more about that culture, it's an hour-long channeling and you can listen to it at your leisure. I also have an hour-long teaching on selenite and how to use it, which is on the selenite page, which is on the shop page on the website. So there's a couple free instrumental or educational teachings and videos on my website. And so if you're interested in that, check it out, because even if you listen to the channeled message, you're still going to get some Lemurian energy coming at you and maybe some minor downloads. Hopefully the Lemurian Mother Goddess will bring in some activations or some downloads today. We'll see what she's up to. Okay, so let's see what you guys are talking about. Oh, Ganesh. Yeah. But anyhow, again, I'm happy that you're here. I feel very, very happy in general, but it's because I've been really working on myself, and it never ends, you know, it never ends. But it does get easier. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the guides. We're going to channel the Lemurian Mother Goddess, and she's going to give you a timely message for September 2021. September 26th. The weather is changing. Okay, so go ahead and take 3 deep breaths in and 3 deep breaths out at your own pace. Just getting relaxed and in a comfortable position. Okay, so at this time, I would like to call in the energy of my guides, my highest and best healing and channeling guides. I'd like to call in the archangels, Archangel Raphael to the east, Archangel Michael to the south, Archangel Gabriel in the west, and Archangel Ariel in the north. Please come forward and surround me and my viewers. I'd like to bring in thousands upon thousands of warrior protection angels around each and every one of you watching this live stream or those watching the video later. I ask the warrior protection angels to block all negative entities, energies, and thought forms, keeping you safe. And if anything is released from anyone here, I ask that the angels take the entity, energy, or thought form to source and transmute it into light. Amen. Lastly, I ask for the Lemurian Mother Goddess to overlight and oversee this channeled message. I ask her to come in through me and to bring a personal message to the individuals watching this video. And I ask to leave my body as she comes in and speaks. Namaste. Greetings, this is the Lemurian Mother Goddess, and I am so happy to be with all of you tonight because you are all my children, and I consider you as such. I love each of you dearly, eternally, and I support you and lift you in all of your spiritual endeavors. And I am so happy to make your acquaintance formally, and I am so happy that you can hear my voice. I am known as the Lemurian Mother Goddess, and I came through this channel 5 years ago as she has taken on the mantle to transfer my words, thoughts, and actions to the society on planet Earth at this time. I lived upon planet Earth many, many, many thousands of years ago, and I left the planet and have been watching it from afar, seeing how humans are interacting with each other, working together, evolving in their spiritual consciousness, and observing the different societies on Earth and how they interact with each other. During the time of Lemuria, the culture itself was very, very feminine in nature. The sacred divine feminine energy was prominent in our society, and that is the energy in which the people became accustomed. Well, what does that mean? It means that taking care of your children, your spouse, your brother, your sister, your stranger on the street, everyone was considered a brother or sister. There were no strangers. And that includes the animals and the plants. So taking care of life itself and however it presented itself to you was paramount, was paramount. The Lemurians lived their lives with an open heart, although very telepathic, very intelligent, very loving. They were very, very wise and nurturing beings. And most of them came down directly from the stars, specifically the Pleiades, with the intention of bringing a higher frequency to planet Earth, because Earth herself had, the societies that lived upon Earth had become degraded by that point of time. See, Lemuria existed after the Lyrans were here, and some of the ancient cosmonauts, the Syrians and Pleiadians. So Lemuria was basically an act of reformation. We wanted to bring the high loving feminine frequency to earth so that we could express it amongst ourselves, but also spread it to the rest of the world. And this is actually what happened. Lemuria itself existed in a hologram initially, and the Lemurians came in one at a time. Sometimes they would come in smaller groups or larger groups. At that time, you pretty much could stay on Earth for hundreds of years, or even longer in rare instances. So many beings at that time consciously decided when they would come in and when they would leave. And they definitely took on various soul missions in Lemuria, and they taught their brethren, and eventually they went out and taught the rest of the societies upon Earth. Lemurians ended up breeding with other peoples of the earth. So there is Lemurian ancient DNA in just about every culture and race upon this planet. So if you want to connect to the Lemurian energies, it is probably in your genetic line, and you can connect easily by accessing the energy through your ancestors. So Lemuria was a beautiful, fertile, loving, incredible experience. Eventually, like everything else, it denigrated or degenerated into something of a lower frequency. Lemuria was at its highest when it first began, but when it ended up dissolving, it had gone into a lower frequency, as that does tend to happen upon planet Earth. And when societies fulfill their purpose, and when they get into energies that are not conducive to the spiritual mission of the society, because all societies come in with an overarching design or an overarching thing that they want to accomplish, a mission, then they leave. And sometimes if the society becomes very warlike or very unfriendly, or let's just say they come into the energy that is not godlike, not goddess-like, when humans as a whole in their societies degenerate and they do not pay attention to the universal laws, the laws of nature, the laws, the divine laws, then the cultures go away. And usually they're destroyed by nature herself. And Mother Earth takes part in this process, because you must understand, like in the Hindu tradition, there is the god of creation, the god of maintenance, and the god of destruction. All three gods are part of the Godhead, and they act at different times when the time is appropriate. So these cultures, when they are anti-life, not respecting life, destroying each other, then they leave the planet and we start again. So why am I talking about Lemuria? The reason why I'm talking about Lemuria is because it has been designed, it has been designated, nay, it has been proclaimed that Lemuria shall rise again. So the new golden age in which we are going into, people, New Agers, spiritualists are all talking about the rising of the divine or sacred feminine, and this is very true. That energy is rising. The matriarchal society, which existed in ancient days, is destined to come back. So the sacred feminine is rising, and this culture existed upon this planet before, and it was in the days of Lemuria. So you are destined to have a Lemurian renaissance, a rising of Lemuria. The energies of Lemuria are coming back. The skill sets of the Lemurians are coming back. The technologies, the language, but the culture, the open-hearted, loving culture is coming back of divine nurturance and divine connection. And I am overseeing this rise in the culture. So right now you are going through the chaos or the throes of your old culture leaving the planet. This is why your world is in such chaos right now, because your patriarchal, male-dominated societies have failed you in certain ways. The male-dominated and patriarchal societies did have to come to the fore to balance or counterbalance the overreaching feminine energy that existed in ancient times. There's always a balancing act on any planet, but specifically Earth, where so many different beings from so many different worlds come. We have to oversee the grand design and grand evolution of this planet to make sure that balance is paramount. So the men, the matriarchal society had to submerge as the patriarchal society came up and exerted itself. But you have seen that men or the patriarchy or the beings in the patriarchy who are action oriented and logical and beings that want to go out and create, if they do not connect to the divine energies in their patriarchal ways, it causes chaos, it causes savagery, it causes the mind of the conqueror and warlike activities. And we have all seen how colonization and the conquering of other peoples, the endless war that has existed on your planet, really, since the times of Atlantis, has not helped human beings connect to the essence of who they are, which is contained within the heart. The heart contains your divine codes, your connection to the divine, and the connection to the Creator. And the Creator, I am a fragment of Prime Creator, and there are other fragments of Prime Creator who have come down in many different cultures to teach, to express, and to get earthlings back on track to connect with the divine and to feel and express that love. It's one thing to feel love and to become blissful or to become connected or to feel that energy, but that is not enough. You need to share it. You need to share the love, and you need to share the lessons and the connection that you feel to help your brothers and sisters. There are many who are rising in their consciousness right now. Many are awakening. Many who have slumbered for many lifetimes are awakening. So it is important that we're there to help them, to support them, to let them rest in our arms as they reconnect to the divine energies. Light workers, beings who are more evolved per se in their consciousness, they understand that war is wrong, greed is incorrect. They understand that trust, honest communication, and respect are prerequisites for any society to flourish. And our societies have gotten off track because there is a lack of honest communication, respect, and trust. And these qualities come in. They come to the fore when there's a connection to the divine. But you have to use your will, you have to use your temperament, your brain power, your heart power to constantly correct yourself, to be introspective and look at your actions and say, yeah, I was a little bit out of touch. I wasn't respectful of that person because I was cranky, I didn't sleep well, I had a bad day and I took it out on another individual. So as light workers, you are called to a higher standard. You are called to a higher standard because you are role models for the rest of the humans in the world who are playing catch up. So you really do need to look at your behavior and correct it when it needs to be corrected. And you all know what is right and what is wrong because your heart will tell you. And there's a saying to stay out of judgment. But if you engage in an action where later you feel guilty or shameful or you feel small, you just rectify it for yourself for an interaction that will happen in the future. If you're going to judge someone, judge yourself. If you are going to improve the world, improve yourself first. If you are going to love yourself first. Spend your time and energy in divine communion. Find the spiritual practice that is appropriate for you. Engage in it. Spend your time and energy on evolving yourself because the reward at the end of your life will be well worth it. You can experience high states of frequency, of bliss, of love, of connection, of happiness, just sitting in a chair, looking out your window. Let's just say that the human condition degraded very, very far down for reasons that are not entirely under the control of human beings. But many of you participated in the rising of the ego, the rise of using your will to accomplish whatever you wanted in the action of separating yourself through the heart from your brothers and sisters. We are now unifying. We are now coming back together. We are now seeing the error of our ways. And so this is a time of transition. This is the time when the phoenix will come out of its ashes. But just know that you are coming to a new level of consciousness. You are rising back to your original condition of consciousness, which comes from source. You all come from source. You are all divine and you all carry highest source energy. Get in touch with that viscerally. Physically get in touch with that and your world will shift. And all of the pains and sufferings and all of the troubles and all of the problems that you have experienced over hundreds, if not thousands of lifetimes will melt away when you feel inside the divine love of the goddess and God. So I support you in this, and I am extending my words to you, my love to you, my support to you, because I want nothing more than to see my children happy, healthy, wise, and loved. Only you can do the work. Your spirit guides, myself, all of the angels will support you, but only you can make that decision and do the work to heal yourself, to regain your original divine consciousness. May that be so in the name of the goddess. I want to say again that I love you all. If you need anything from me, please just say the word and I shall be there. I never ignore a message that is meant for me. So I want to spend the last couple of minutes sending you some energy from my heart to yours. This is a healing energy, and it will affect each of you differently, and it will give you all something special just intended for you and your healing process. So if you would, just sit back and receive. We are spending a couple of minutes, and I am doing a divine transference of the Lemurian energy from my heart to your heart. Just receive. I lift you, I support you, and I love you. Go in peace. This is your mother. Namaste.